When I first started writing my speech, I have to be honest, I did look on the internet to look at things not to mention in a best man speech. So I can promise you there'll be no mention of the C word, anything that will offend the wedding party, or any stories about riding other women. He'd be good. For everyone that didn't know, Ryland lived with me and my wife Sam for a year or so. And to be honest with you, he was a perfect housemate. Always cooking and cleaning, etc. The only downfall was he would make me look bad in front of Sam. The amount of times I'd hear her say, "Ryland washes up," "Ryland likes my hair," "Ryland thinks Chrissy and Saeed from EastEnders are good looking." He only ever asked for one thing when he lived with us, and that's when he phoned me up in a blind panic, asking me to check the skybox, which recorded in the latest episode of Glee. Yes, thanks, Lucy. He would never put a foot wrong, except one day he answered the door to the postman, probably to receive his box set of Glee after I accidentally deleted it from the skybox. He must have got chatting and accidentally let the dog out. And in true Ryland style, to make up for his mistake, he grabbed the first pair of shoes he could find, which happened to be my size 10 trainers. Unfortunately, he's got little feet and only size 8. So Ryland proceeded to run around the neighbourhood, what must have looked like with flippers on him, chasing the dog round. Did I mention he was an ex-racing greyhound? So you can imagine what that looked like. But I think the funniest thing that he ever did was one evening I heard a scream, so I shot upstairs, worried for Sam, until I reached the top of the stairs and realised she was at work. So I went into Ryland's room, and there he was, on the opposite side of the room, nearly in tears. He had trapped a spider in a glass. To be honest with you, apart from nearly giving me a heart attack, it could have been worse. As once I saw him attack a spider in his room at his family home with a baseball bat, making a big hole in his wall. Lucky Incy Wincy got away. Just in case Lucy and the rest of you didn't know, there are certain words Ryland can't say. You right, Sam? Gone, being gone. Jacob, being Jacob. And chimney, being chimney. There are also a few things he doesn't like. Spiders being one of them, but you already know about that. Wasp being the other one. He's convinced because he hasn't been stung by one, he must be allergic. And lastly, he's also scared of police horses, which makes it very awkward when we go to football matches because I have to hold his hand.
You might wonder why Ryland's got 3 best men, and to be honest, it's just because of the kind of guy Ryland is. There was a lot of arguments about it. I didn't want to do it. I said Mark had to do it. I said Kevin had to do it. And it got really aggressive at one point. Eventually we realised we'd do anything for a free suit, so... Now when it comes to an embarrassing story about Ryland, it's actually pretty hard. He's just about the most sensible person I've ever met, and he doesn't really do anything that stupid that you can make fun of. So you can imagine my obvious delight when over the last 3 years, he's developed a really strange habit. I'm genuinely sorry I have to bring this up. You've literally left me nothing else. Now this little habit of his has reared its head on several occasions, but I'm going to go with the one that's fresh in my mind. I'm just going to set the scene. It was the first night on the Stag, and we'd just finished a splendid evening of wood whittling, glass blowing and sausage making, when we decided to retire to our luxurious accommodation. Basically 6 sets of bunk beds in a tiny room. Very intimate. Anyway, after a couple of shandies, we were obviously knackered, so we fell asleep pretty quick. However, all of a sudden, we were woken up by shouting across the room. Patrick was... Lucy's giving me permission now, so... Patrick was shouting at Kieran, asking him to stop pouring water on him. I sat up, looked across the room at Kieran. He clearly wasn't pouring water on anyone.
No! You didn't!
So we turned on the lights. No! And all was revealed.
Dun dun dun!
Ryland had got up, walked across the room to Pat's bed and decided to urinate on him. If this is how he treats his friends, I don't know what he does to his enemies.
Oh my god, that is brilliant.
If anyone wants any more stories, I'll be around all night. I'll let you all know the other occasions. I've literally only got time for one. Now, I think Ryland also might be worried he might have done something really unoriginal, like find loads of embarrassing pictures of him, made copies and then handed them out to everyone at the wedding. Well, I know you hate that sort of thing, mate, so I would never do that. Travis did it for me. Over to Kevin. Open.
As the third and final speaker, I promise not to keep you too long, as I'm sure you're all keen to toast a happy couple. One of the first things to say is that I'm sure we can all agree that the bridesmaids look absolutely fantastic today. They are outshone. They're outshone only by Lucy, who looks truly stunning today. I'm sure all of the single gentlemen in the room can agree that it's a sad day for the single guys, as another real beauty leaves the available list. And for the single ladies in the room, I'm equally sure that you can agree that today is passing without much of a winter at all, really. I was tempted to take both Toby and Mark's lead in terms of the speech and slaughter Ryland mercilessly on a number of topics. The only problem being with that is that it would be difficult not to incriminate myself, so I took a slightly different route. On a genuine note, I know it was a real privilege on behalf of me, Mark and Toby to be asked to be Ryland's best men. We'll probably only meet a handful of people in our lives that we can truly consider to be good friends who will remain in our lives for a considerable period through all sorts of happy and difficult times. I know that in Ryland's, me, Mark and Toby are genuinely lucky to have someone who we can put in that bracket, and I know that all three of us are very thankful for that. Now, if I can just ask you to rise to your feet and make sure that all of your glasses are nice and full. So, wishing them all the health, wealth and happiness in the world. I'd like you all to join me in toasting the happy couple. Ladies and gentlemen, Mr. and Mrs. Wilson.
In West Philadelphia, born...
Good.